Good morning. This is Van with Level8, July 6th, 2026. We're here to do the pre-market talk a little bit. We have our key ranges chart up here. This shows both indexes, what the levels that we watch all day, the main institutional levels. So we have ranges here. You guys may have seen similar charts to this with yesterday's low, yesterday's high, and the pre-market highs and lows along, excuse me, along with a mid. And that's what we're going to look at a little bit this morning. We're inside the previous auction here. You can see that right away. We can go look at these others. Let's put that on and see if we can't get some reads here. That's kind of what I suspected right there. We had a really narrow range. Monday or Friday, obviously, it was we only traded until noon in the futures market, so very little value area. We're probably most likely to get a VWAP magnet likely call on the structure this morning. I imagine that we'll get it over here as well on ES. Yes, same situation. Not showing the value area, but it's there. That's the structure read this morning. I mean, but we are above VWAP here. This is GWAP. This is Globex session VWAP. We'll have CWAP forming at the open, which is the cash session VWAP. But we're open. We're above the 200 price, above the stacked EMAs, etc. That's a very bullish structure. We're in transition over on ES, so they're not exactly lined up yet. It takes them a while to do it. Lately, we've seen some diversion between these two indexes. A lot of times we don't, but we have lately. And there's all kinds of reasons for that. We go over and look at, let's go look at our treasuries this morning. Fairly flat, although supportive to the upside mildly. This is not a big enough figure to get very excited about. Interesting that the short end, these 5 years are higher, they have moved higher than the long, but that would be even more bullish where these numbers are a little bit bigger. But in general, they are supportive of bullishness. And we have structure like that throughout our charts. Let's go look at certainly these lower time frames. So the 2 is starting to get transitional there. The 5 we talked about, it's moving. This is on NQ or MNQ. We watch MNQ because that's where most of our members will be trading. That's a bullish structure, but it's moving down. So we're just right now we're getting a local movement to the downside, but we'll see. So it's really neutral. It's kind of thing you would expect to rotate around either GWAP or VWAP or CWAP, one or the other is what we would see. So far, we've got the low of 4 days ago doing some resistance on that particular move. We can go back and see if what we had here. We had L3 providing some resistance earlier in the session. There's H1, doing the same type of thing. So we take a look at these levels. We keep an eye on it, particularly these 200s. We're focused on those a great deal. Elsewhere on our indexes, we have let's see, VIX is up 16.42 is actually, it's up at 16.43 is really a neutral VIX. There's nothing there much. Silver and gold are both up. Silver being up more can be bullish also. There's NQ up 1%. ES much less so. So NQ leading. We don't have the sectors up here yet, but if we did, we would see these mag 7 sectors telecommunications, infotech, and consumer discretionary, probably towards the most, the highest movement upwards, the greenest. SPX, we don't have numbers on. We don't have numbers on these semiconductors. Semiconductors were really running the show last week. Very much so. Getting a little adjustment to the downside here. When we go look at the current state of ES, we're saying that it's up 27 points. We go look at the expected move. There's NDX. Let's look at SPX. SPX is the S&P 500 index. We have an expected move of 34 points, so we're within that expected move. There's nothing here as yet that tells us much in terms of the directional tilt in the market at all. And also, if we go to the gamma model, bar chart has a gamma model for SPX. We see that we're above what would be the gamma flip point. After the options close, they'll develop this flip point from last week. And when it's positive, the options dealers tend to suppress volatility. So again, rotational type of price action and during positive gamma. Negative gamma, they chase price. This is when we can see those really big sharp moves. But right now, positive. It's going to gap up a little bit here. We just saw ES was up 20 some odd points, so this is going to gap up some further away from the flip point down here. So pretty, we're going to be pretty heavily positive gamma on the models from the dealers. So we expect some hedging. The top of hedging that compresses volatility, where their algos will sell high and buy low in microseconds all the time because they're hedging deltas, what they're doing. We probably have a fear and greed index here. We're into fear, so for what that's worth, this is an interesting what they come here and look at here in terms of building that index. We've got a stock breadth. Okay. All right. Let's see. We don't have bold ratios or advanced decline yet. We'll be looking at those later. So we'll get another structural read here at 10:30. You have your access to the playbook in Discord. Playbook, looking at the news today, there is services index at, we'll also have PMI. So we're going to have some inflation. We're going to have some inflation news here at 10. OPEC, that's a weekend supply auction. This is oil. We mentioned oil when we a minute ago. Crude oil is there it is. It's down 0.31, 68.48. So in that same range, just below 70 that we've been seeing. And that's obviously good, bullish. There's a speaker. Payroll rates repricing. Okay, that's going to be from the ICM. RTH is just regular trading hours. Treasuries, post holiday. Again, you guys can go see this. These are tomorrow's catalysts. There's nothing big here. We look at those because of power hour. There may be some positioning for that. Primary hour drivers today is ISM. Post payroll rates. Okay. Oil. No mag 7 earnings. It's more rates and data driven. So that's when we're going to see. So far, we're seeing a call for rotation around VWAP. Likely trade open rotation. Higher trends lot after 10 after this release. So that ISM report could give fuel to more trending actions. What it's saying. They're going to be selective until I'm sorry, that's T1 positioning, volatility moderate. We've got moderate VIX, which looks slightly asymmetric to the downside if the services are firm. Okay, and we get the yields. Again, guys, I can't stress enough how much those yields, those treasuries that we watch, affect what we talk about here in pre-market and what we see during the day. So it might guide us if you're someone who likes to lean one way or the other, which can be very useful at times. Then knowing where those yields are is an important factor there. Guys, if you like this content, please like and subscribe. Uh, go to level8trading.com. You can get in our free Discord, and you'll get the playbook, and you'll get access to some access to the room to see how we trade these indexes on the Level8 workspace. We have a number of ways of looking at it. We're certainly interested in levels, but we also have volatility in our studies for extension and things like that. And I'll be back at the post market today, and we will see you then.